The severe cyclonic storm Remal is now crossing Khepupara coast of Bangladesh. Met Office in its latest special bulletin says the cyclone may complete crossing the coast by next 5 to 7 hours. Maritime ports of Paira and Mongla have been advised to keep hoisted Great Danger Signal number 10. I repeat, Great Danger Signal number 10. Coastal districts of Khulna, Satkira, Bagirhat, Pirojpur, Chalokati, Borguna, Borishal, Bhola, Potuakhali and neighbouring islands and shoals of these districts will come under the Great Danger Signal number 10. Maritime ports of Cox's Bazar and Chattogram have been advised to keep hoisted Great Danger Signal number 9. I repeat, Great Danger Signal number 9. Chattogram, Cox's Bazar, Feni, Kumilla, Noakhali, Lokhipur, Chandpur and neighbouring islands and shoals of these districts will remain under the Great Danger Signal number 9. In addition, all river ports in Khulna, Satkira, Bagirhat, Pirojpur, Chalokati, Borguna, Borishal, Bhola, Potuakhali, Feni, Kumilla, Noakhali, Lokhipur, Chandpur, Chattogram and Cox's Bazar have been advised to keep hoisted riverine Great Danger Signal number 4. I repeat, riverine Great Danger Signal number 4. According to the Meteorological Department, due to Cyclone Remal, low-lying areas in the neighbouring islands and shoals of Khulna, Satkira, Bagirhat, Pirojpur, Chalokati, Borguna, Borishal, Bhola, Potuakhali, Feni, Kumilla, Noakhali, Lokhipur, Chandpur, Chattogram, Cox's Bazar may be inundated by 8 to 12 feet height above normal astronomical tide. Due to Cyclone Remal, the coastal areas are experiencing rainfall with squally winds. According to the Meteorological Department, many parts of the country may see heavy rainfall with stormy winds. Landslides may occur at places over hilly areas in Cox's Bazar, Bandorban, Rangamati, Khagrachori and Chattogram. All fishing boats and trawlers in the Bay of Bengal and the deep sea have been advised to remain in shelter till further notice. Meanwhile, in its latest briefing, Met Office say the severe cyclonic storm Remal over Northwest Bay and adjoining area moved northwards over the same area. The centre of the severe cyclone is likely to move in a northerly direction and may cross the coast during the next 1 to 2 hours, and the whole system may complete crossing the coast by next 5 to 7 hours.
প্রবল ঘূর্ণিঝড় রিমাল উত্তর দিকে অগ্রসর হয়ে একই এলাকায় অবস্থান করছে। প্রবল ঘূর্ণিঝড়টির কেন্দ্র মংলার দক্ষিণ পশ্চিম দিক দিয়ে পশ্চিমবঙ্গ খেপুপাড়া উপকূল অতিক্রম শুরু করেছে। ঘূর্ণিঝড়টির কেন্দ্র আরও উত্তর দিকে অগ্রসর হয়ে 1 থেকে 2 ঘন্টার মধ্যে উপকূল অতিক্রম করে সম্পূর্ণ ঘূর্ণিঝড়টি পরবর্তী 5 থেকে 7 ঘন্টার মধ্যে উপকূল অতিক্রম সম্পন্ন করতে পারে। পায়রা ও মংলা সমুদ্র বন্দরকে 10 নম্বর মহাবিপদ সংকেত দেখিয়ে যেতে বলা হয়েছে। কক্সবাজার ও চট্টগ্রাম সমুদ্র বন্দরকে 9 নম্বর মহাবিপদ সংকেত দেখিয়ে যেতে বলা হয়েছে।
State Minister for Disaster Management and Relief Muhibur Rahman has said the government is fully ready to face post-cyclone situation in the coastal area. While briefing at Met Office tonight, the State Minister said members of fire services, armed forces and Coast Guard have been jointly working to face any calamity.
পাহাড়গুলিতে যেসব আমাদের ল্যান্ডস্লাইড হওয়ার সম্ভাবনা আছে এবং এগুলিকে লক্ষ্য করে আমরা ফায়ার সার্ভিস, আমাদের সেনাবাহিনী, কোস্ট গার্ড এগুলো আমরা সবাই কাজ করতেছি এবং সাথে সাথে দুর্যোগ পরবর্তী যেগুলি ইতিমধ্যে আমরা সমস্ত দুর্যোগের মালামালগুলি যেগুলি আমাদের ক্ষতিগ্রস্ত মানুষের জন্য প্রয়োজন হবে যেগুলি আমরা ইতিমধ্যে তাদেরকে পৌঁছে দিয়েছি। বন্যা পরবর্তী আমাদের কি কি কার্যক্রম নেওয়া যায় এবং সেই জন্য আমরা রাতের মধ্যে পরিপালন করে পরবর্তী ধাপে আমাদের যেগুলি আমরা আগে থেকে পরিকল্পনা করে রেখেছি তারপরেও কোথাও কোনো যদি আমাদের যোগাযোগের কারণে কোথাও কোনো সমস্যা থাকে সেগুলো আমরা ওভারকাম করার চেষ্টা করি।
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said the main target of a government is to keep continuity of economic freedom of people and development of the country. Her government is working tirelessly to implement these targets, she added. The Prime Minister said these while newly elected chairmen, councillors of Kotalipara Upazila and leaders and activists of Awami League came to meet her at Ganobhavan today. The newly elected chairman and councillors greeted Awami League President and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina with flowers. The Prime Minister reiterated her government's commitment to keep continuity of development by ensuring peace and security of people across the country. She said punishment will be ensured to fugitive convicts and corrupt people by returning them from abroad. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina witnessed the draft copy of the documentary Mujib in Calcutta, made depicting the Kolkata life of father of the nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. She reviewed the draft documentary at Ganobhabon this morning. Kolkata city had a great role in the life of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, as he had spent 4 years there from 1942 when he studied in Islamia College, later renamed Maulana Azad College. The documentary titled Mujib in Calcutta has been produced by Indian acclaimed film director Gautam Ghosh. Prime Minister's Deputy Press Secretary K.M. Shakhawat Moon said the Prime Minister reviewed the documentary Mujib in Calcutta and gave her opinion and necessary instructions to those who are involved with its production. The study of Bangabandhu in Islamia College in Kolkata, his days in Bekar Hostel, his involvement in the Calcutta University student movement, his charismatic speech at Brigade Maidan, and many more such things have been projected in the documentary by Gautam Ghosh. Vice-Chancellor of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Medical University, Professor Dr. Deen Mohammad Nurul Haq, called on President Mohammad Shahabuddin at Bangabhabon this noon. At a briefing later, President's Press Secretary Mohammad Joinal Abidin said that during the meeting, the BSMMU VC informed the President about the overall activities of the university. President Mohammad Shahabuddin said Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Medical University is a specialized institution. He stressed on taking necessary steps so that patients show their interests to take treatment in BSMMU's super specialized hospital instead of going abroad. President Mohammad Shahabuddin urged the BSMMU authority to take time-befitting measures in providing treatment to patients and speed up the activities of the university. Later, Vice-Chancellor of Islamic Arabic University, IAU, Professor Dr. Muhammad Abdul Rashid called on President Mohammad Shahabuddin at Bangabhabon. During the meeting, the IAU VC highlighted overall activities and future plans of his university. President Mohammad Shahabuddin underscored the need for recasting curriculum at the university so that the students from various madrasas under the Islamic Arabic University can compete with the students of other universities. The President called upon the university authorities to take initiatives to make students skilled in English and ICT. President's Office Secretary Mohammad Wahidul Islam Khan and Military Secretary Major General Mohammad Adil Chaudhry were present. Newly elected Member of Parliament in the by-polls to Jhinaidar 1 constituency, Naib Ali Jawardar, took oath of office today. Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhry administered the oath to him at Jatiyo সংসদ Bhavan. Senior Secretary of Parliament Secretariat K.M. Abdul Salam moderated the oath-taking ceremony. Chief Whip Noor Alam Chaudhry, Whips Iqbalur Rahim, Nazrul Islam Babu and Sanjida Khanam and lawmaker Mohammad Nasir Shariat Zahidi were present. After taking the oath, Naib Ali Jawardar signed the signature book. The government remains alert so that no journalist is harassed unnecessarily under the Digital Security Act, said Awami League General Secretary and Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir. He said this at a function of Dhaka Reporters Unity's founding anniversary today.
এটা যাতে অপপ্রয়োগ না হয়, কোনো সাংবাদিক যাতে এখানে ফাইন্যান্সিয়ালি হ্যারাস না, সে ব্যাপারে আমরা সতর্ক আছি এবং কোনো নিরীহ সাংবাদিক যাতে হ্যারাসমেন্টের শিকার না, সে ব্যাপারে আমাদের সরকার এবং আমরা এ ব্যাপারে সতর্ক থাকব।
Obaidul Qadir called upon all to be cautious regarding ill practices in the name of journalism.
সাংবাদিকতার নামে, সাংবাদিকের নামে লেখা নেই, পড়া নেই, সাংবাদিকতা বুঝে না, ধারে কাছেও নেই, এমন অনেকে এগুলোকে মফস্বলে গিয়ে দেখি সরকারি অফিসে বসে থাকে। সারা ঢাকায়ও এই অবস্থা আছে। এরা সত্যিকারের জার্নালিস্ট না, এই ভুয়া সাংবাদিকদের ব্যাপারে আপনাদেরও একটু সতর্ক থাকতে হবে। সাংবাদিকতার নামে ভুয়া লোকজন যাতে এই মহান পেশাকে অসম্মানিত করতে না পারে, এখানে যেন সাংবাদিকতার নামে অপসাংবাদিকতার বিকাশ ঘটাতে না পারে, সে ব্যাপারে আপনারা সতর্ক থাকলে আমরা খুশি হব।
Jatiyo Party Chairman G.M. Qadir and Awami League Joint General Secretary A.F.M. Bahaduddin Nasim also spoke. Earlier, Road Transport and Bridges Minister Obaidul Qadir inaugurated the function, marking stepping into 3 decades of Dhaka Reporters Unity. The Hamas military wing launches a missile attack on Tel Aviv, triggering alarm sirens. Earlier, the Qassam brigades said its fighters killed and captured an unidentified number of Israeli soldiers in Jabalia camp. The Israeli military has denied the claim. This comes as Israel has intensified attacks across Gaza, killing more than 80 Palestinians in the past 24 hours. 4 aid trucks from Egypt have entered Gaza through the Karim Abu Salem crossing as 70 international groups call for famine to be declared in the enclave. Egypt's Red Crescent said more than 200 trucks are expected to enter Gaza on Sunday amid a humanitarian crisis. At least 35,984 Palestinians have been killed and up to 80,643 people have been wounded in Israel's war on Gaza since October 7. The death toll on Israel from Hamas's attack on that date stands at 1,139, with dozens still held captive. Meanwhile, Hamas official Osama Hamdan said there was no need for new negotiations with Israel, saying such talks only give the Israeli military more time to continue the aggression in Gaza. French President Emmanuel Macron today arrived in Berlin for the first state visit to Germany by a French president in a quarter of century. Macron's plane landed at a Berlin airport at the start of his 3-day 4-stop visit. Macron's visit will seek to emphasize the historic importance of the post-war relationship between the two key EU states as France next month commemorates 80 years since the D-Day landings that marked the beginning of the end of German World War II occupation. Shortly after landing in Berlin, Macron said that the partnership between Germany and France was indispensable for Europe. Meanwhile, Macron rejected claims that the relationship between the two countries was beginning to strain. Chinese Premier Li Qiang and his South Korean host President Yoon Suk-yeol have agreed to launch a diplomatic and security dialogue and resume talks on a free trade agreement a day before their trilateral summit with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. The meeting of the three leaders on Monday is their first three-way talks in more than 4 years. It comes as South Korea and Japan have been working to mend the ties frayed by historical disputes while deepening a trilateral security partnership with the United States amid intensifying China-US rivalry. Yoon told Lee that China and South Korea should work together to tackle significant common challenges of the international affairs. He also said their countries should oppose turning economic and trade issues into political or security issues and should work to maintain stable supply chains. At least 27 people have died in a massive fire at a games arcade in India, local officials say. Flames and huge pall of smoke could be seen rising into the sky at the building in Rajkot in western state of Gujarat. The bodies are charred beyond recognition and hence their identification will be difficult, Senior Police Officer Radhika Bahari told reporters after providing the updated death toll. There are fears more victims may still be trapped under the wreckage. The International Organization for Migration has increased its estimate of the death toll from a massive landslide in Papua New Guinea to more than 670. Chief of the United Nations Agency's mission in the South Pacific island nation, Serhan Aktoprak, said on today the revised death toll was based on calculations by Yambali village and Enga provincial officials that more than 150 homes have been buried by Friday's landslide. He said the situation is terrible with the land still sliding, the water is running and this is creating a massive risk for everyone involved, he added. Meanwhile, emergency responders were moving survivors of the massive landslide to safer ground as tons of unstable earth and tribal warfare, which is rife in the country's highlands, threatened the rescue effort. Now back to national news. Finance Minister Abul Hassan Mahmood Ali has said the third tranche of the loan from the International Monetary Fund IMF will be available this June. He was talking to reporters after Executive Director of IMF Krishnamurthy Venkata Subramaniam met him at his office at the Secretariat today. The Finance Minister also informed that the IMF Executive Director had also informed him that Bangladesh was in the right track and they have support to Bangladesh in the way of resolving the problem. The Minister said the IMF would provide the third tranche of this total $4.7 billion loan to Bangladesh within this June, while there is no barrier in it. Civil Aviation and Tourism Minister Mohammad Farooq Khan has said the government would welcome Malaysian government's cooperation in providing advanced training to the workers working in Bangladesh's tourism industry. He said this at a meeting with Malaysian High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Hasna Mohammad Hashim, at his Secretariat office. The minister said Bangladesh and Malaysia have excellent friendly relations. Relations between the two countries have increased during the last 15 years in various fields of trade and commerce, including manpower export. We also have many opportunities to work together for the development of the tourism industry. During the meeting, the Malaysian High Commissioner said Malaysian investment has already been made in different sectors, including telecommunication, in Bangladesh. The envoy said he will also inform the appropriate authorities of the government about investing in the tourism industry of Bangladesh. Now news on sports. The fourth edition of Bangabandhu Cup International Kabaddi Tournament kicked off today with a gala ceremony. Youth and Sports Minister Nazmul Hassan inaugurated the competition at Shohid Sohrawardi Indoor Stadium in the capital. Bangladesh Kabaddi Federation President and Inspector General of Police Chaudhry Abdullah Al Mamun presided over the function, while local lawmakers Ilyas Uddin Molla, Mainul Hussain Khan Nikhil and General Secretary of Kabaddi Federation and Dhaka Metropolitan Police Commissioner Habibur Rahman were present, among others. Bangladesh beat South Korea by 67-22 points with 5 loners in the inaugural match. The participating countries are Malaysia, Indonesia, Nepal, Thailand, Poland, Iraq, Uganda, Kenya, South Korea, Japan, Sri Lanka and host Bangladesh. Bangladesh has been the champion in the previous 3 editions. Before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Cyclonic storm Remal now crossing coastal areas of Bangladesh. The cyclone makes landfall at Kepupara coast near Mongla this evening. Mongla and Paira seaports asked to hoist Great Danger Signal number 10, while Chattogram and Cox's Bazar to hoist Danger Signal number 9. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina witnesses draft copy of documentary titled Mujib in Calcutta, projecting Kolkata part of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's life. Government remains alert so that no journalist faces any harassment without reason in the name of Digital Act, says Obaidul Qadir. Hamas fires rockets on Israel amid intensifying attacks on Gaza. And Bangabandhu Cup International Kabaddi Tournament kicks off with gala celebration. Bangladesh win over South Korea at the inaugural match. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for staying with us. We invite you to watch our 11:30 Bangla News. Until then, Khodafis.